Yes, people, before we get into the interview today, the next 20 interviews will be paying tribute to both Diogo and Andre, who sadly lost their lives due to a tire blowout on the 3rd of July. Uh, they are honestly both great footballers, even better men, and tragically taken from us too soon. And they'll always forever be our lads from Portugal, and Diogo Jota, you will always be our number 20. Enjoy the interview now. Yes, people, welcome back to Vinny's Voice. I'm honored and honestly very fortunate to be joined again by Divine Xavier. Divine, how you doing? How you been?
Bro, I'm ecstatic. I am probably the best I ever can be. I'm very good. I'm astoundingly good. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm not bad myself. Been doing some interviews here and there, and thought I'll have you back. I've been because I'll get on to this. You've sort of been grinding for like the past couple of months on like other platforms such as TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah.
What are like your main reasons sort of behind trying to grow? Are you just trying to just grow in general, or is it a sort of like what's your content game plan here?
So after my CFL fight, I remember I think I was kind of like watching back the clips and everything, and I was looking back at, I have this video of me and Mams talking, which I haven't released the full thing just because like I want to keep it as like, just for me, and like, like that was my experience. Like I just want to keep it, to myself. But I was just kind of watching it, and it was like, I do want to be on Misfits, and I mean I am going to be on there eventually. It's confirmed, but like I guess I don't want to be someone that like I guess like has to try so hard to do it, you know what I mean? I want to feel like kind of like I belong, you know what I mean? And so I was like, I want to just take a step back from everything and just like kind of like rethink everything. And I kind of spent a couple months thinking like, okay, well, I'm putting all this work in on Twitter, and like obviously it's worked out so well, but like what would happen if I did the same thing but like on other platforms, and I tried to help myself. And a lot of people agreed with me. There was a lot of people I was talking to that were just like, and a lot of creators that I was talking to that are way that have been doing it for a long time and have been really successful, and they were just like, they're telling me like, Divine, like you're funny, you're cool, whatever, but if you stay only on Twitter, you're not going to go anywhere. And I was just like, you're right. And it kind of just like woke me up a little bit that it would just, I feel like only being on Twitter is only going to do so much for me. But if I can go on other platforms and really take that big chance and keep grinding, then who knows what'll happen, you know what I mean? So I've just been taking it day by day, just trying to experiment and get comfortable in that realm, because Twitter and TikTok and Instagram, they're all so different, they're all so weird. It's very humbling too. It's very humbling, not posting on Twitter, and then you go on TikTok and like everyone's it's just like everyone's hating it again. It's like you first start, it's like, damn, like I forgot how many people hate on you, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, a question I'm interested to ask is also in your skit videos, you have a character called Mini Divide.
Yeah.
How did that sort of idea come about, and just how did that idea come about in general of making that character? I find it very interesting.
I can't remember what it was. It was like a cartoon or like a video or something, or maybe it was like a meme. I don't remember exactly what it was because it was like early 2024, I think. And I saw like again, I can't remember what it was. I just remember seeing like the devil and the angel like on the shoulders, and I was like, wow, that's a good idea. And so I had did that with like a Misfits kidnapping, like, should I kidnap man's horses, yada yada yada. And then he was like, no, there was like one, he's like, no, don't do that, like Misfits will come out, and the other one's like, fuck that, like kidnap it, you know what I'm saying? And then that's kind of where like Mini Divine came from, because in the next video that I posted, we both had the ski mask on, and you know,
Yeah.
Mini Me is supposed to be like the devil. He's supposed to be evil, and he's just sitting there like, yeah, yeah, you know. And I remember just watching that, and I was just like, this is amazing. Like this is actually crazy. And I kind of just took it from there. And I think Mini Divine's a big staple in my content. I think that it's something that I feel like is also a good outlet for like negative feelings. You know, I can say whatever, and it's all satire. It's all good. I can cuss and say the worst things in the world, and then take the mask off, and it's good. You know, I'm all good.
Yeah. 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 I actually really liked how like it's very creative. I'd say like not a lot of people there. I'd say you're a very creative content creator, and yeah, just in general you're very creative, man.
It's
Because
the ADHD, man.
yeah, I just want to ask you that. 'Cause I was always thought like where did Mini Divine come from? So glad there's a bit of a story behind it. Now, speaking of, I've seen Mini Divine, right? And I saw, I think, well, Streamer University was a bit a while ago, and I saw your application. Unfortunately,
Yes.
I don't know what Kyson was doing. Didn't accept you, unfortunately.
I mean, hey.
Is streaming another avenue that you'd like to delve deeper in for yourself?
Yes, and there was a couple weeks where I was streaming probably like 3 to 4 times a week, but just like the way my life is set up right now, like I'm still working, you know, and I'm still, you know, have a bunch of other stuff I'm doing. I was just like, you know, I just don't have the proper like time to stream as much as I want to, but I love streaming. It genuinely is so much fun, but I'm really just hyper focused on expanding as much in terms of like content and editing, because when I first got in the scene, you know, and I first signed up for my first fight on Breakout 4, you know, I was training and I was doing content at the same time, and I just, you know, I was progressing with the content and I was, you know, progressing with the boxing, but I just feel like I wasn't progressing as much as I wanted to. You know, a lot of stuff was rushed, and now that I, you know, have been not since I made the decision to not like train boxing like that and like actually focus on content and like learn more about like cameras and color grading, like I feel a lot more comfortable and I feel a lot more happier and less pressure on me. And I feel like I've taken just a little bit of a step back in terms of like pumping out stuff and really trying to understand and learn everything, just so that when the time comes when I do have to keep pumping stuff out, it's a lot better and it's just a lot more meaningful, you know what I mean? So I've just been kind of just, you know, on cruise mode a little bit until things start to ramp up again. So
Yeah, for sure. So obviously the Misfits opportunity is, I'll say loading. Hopefully,
yes.
you'll get it soon. If you can disclose, has there been any recent conversations about potential opponents that you could fight? Let's just say maybe not this year, but sometime next year.
So
Anyone?
it's pretty public by now, but I was really trying to get that Ben Davis fight.
Ben.
And honestly, I could have fought Ben Davis if I wanted to, but I would have had to weight drain dramatically. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying, like, you know, why work so hard for something when I can expand and grow and have more opportunities of, you know, people coming to me to, you know, to fight. Because I mean, obviously, like if I go on Misfits, and especially with the new like stuff they're doing, I don't want to go on Misfits and be like a charity case, none of that. I don't want to, you know, have to take a dive or like, you know, have the odds be like 80 to 20, you know what I'm saying? Like I want it to be genuine and fair, and I want to feel like not only I deserve it, but that like it's a fair fight, you know what I mean? I just feel like it'll happen soon at some point. And there are a couple people that I've been debating, like, you know, because if I do like a content run of like calling people out, like, you know, I'm very confident something will land, but it's just a matter of like, you know, again, back to like making content, like, am I ready to sacrifice that time again? You know, am I ready to, you know, do that, because once I do fight on Misfits, that's a big stage, it's a big platform, that's a really massive opportunity to grow my name. And the moment I, sign a fight for Misfits, it's just gonna be just boom, 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 boom. And I'm just letting myself have one massive just relaxation period before that time comes, because I know when it comes, it's just gonna be just constant like never before. So I do have a couple people in mind that I really want to call out. I guess the only one I will say publicly right now is either Ginty or Lewis Bowden. I've been public about that before. Ginty or Lewis Bowden, I'll fight any of them any day, any time of the week. They're like, I'll fight any of them. Like, I will fight Ginty tomorrow. I will fight Lewis Bowden tomorrow. But, like I said, I'm just chilling. I'm not going to sit here, make a whole content run yet. But those are just two of the names that I've been thinking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are two names I will say. But there are a lot more names that I've been, just considering. But it's just not, like, official yet, yes.
Yeah, for sure. I think I like to see that you and Lewis fight. I think that'll be you and Lewis in Newcastle. That would be good for you. I think you could play a villain, because obviously Lewis having that Newcastle fan base, or the Geordie fan base, they'll 100% be cheering for you. You can, it's 100% like, oh, you're like the American coming in to like ruin the like.
Yeah,
I think that would be really cool.
Just like mini Divine takeover,
Yeah, mini Divine, like that'll be a cool like sort of storyline.
Yeah,
for sure.
My villain arc.
So let's just say, if you like to get in the ring, let's say sooner, because I presume Misfits will be probably like something we don't know. I presume hopefully sometime next year.
Right. Yeah. It's one of those things that's confirmed, but it's just it's just a matter of when. So, yeah.
So there's obviously other promotions such as CFL Brand Risk, and I literally just saw a tweet today that Poseidon's Workshop called you out, I think.
Poseidon's Workshop is he's a good character. He's been calling me out for a long time. And I'm not gonna dive too much into it, just because I know that's exactly what he wants. I think he's a cool dude. I've met him in person, and he's very nice, and he's very respectful, and he's very relaxed. But just kind of like the character that he plays on Twitter is just, I actually really used to enjoy it until there was just some things that happened, which I'm not gonna go into, but it was just like, all right, bro, I'm gonna just let you do your thing, bro, and I peep game. But I will say, for CFL, originally I was gonna consider fighting him, but I think when I was on the phone with AT, he was like, yeah, he's like 155, and I was like, this is before AT knew my way. I was like, AT, as of right now, I'm like 180, and he was like, oh, okay. So I had considered it, because AT wanted me and Poseidon to fight until he knew about the weight difference, and then AT was like, would you cut down? I'm like, I don't know if I can even get below 170. Like, I just no, I'm not. I don't want to do that. So it didn't happen, and that's that. I mean, it's just, yeah.
Any other names I'll say in the quote unquote small creator scene, potentially another CFL matchup?
So I have been thinking, I was like, I do want to fight at least one more time, preferably either on CFL or Breakout. I contemplated making like a promo run to try to get on Brand Risk, but that also kind of goes back to like the whole like, oh, once this happens, it's it's kind of like the same deal with Misfits, so I think I'll definitely keep it on CFL or Breakout. I've been meaning to text Heather and just be like, and just ask, like, is there any like names possibly? You can just give me like a roster of people in this category, and I can see if there's anyone that's like, that would be a good fight. But again, it's just, am I ready to, get back into training or not? Am I ready to ramp things up? But I remember Lesra did post a tweet. He said if there was a Breakout pay-per-view, what would be some good names? And Pat Typhlosion, Pat, the GOAT, he was like, Pat Typhlosion for Divine Xavier, which I would fight Pat on Breakout. I don't know about on maybe on if me and see the thing about Pat is I love Pat. Me and Pat have so much in common, and I just want to have to fight Pat. But if it was on Breakout, it's not it's not as serious. It's all fun, It's like we can have a good promo run, but there's not too many names in the SCB scene that really pique my interest yet. But it is growing. The SCB scene is growing. A lot more creators are evolving out of the scene. And, that is very appealing when I see a good creator and, he's beating some ass. I'm like, he'd be a good fight. Maybe I can try to get him on CFL. But again, it's too early to tell. So, but if I were to fight again, it would definitely be on Breakout or CFL for sure.
Yeah, I'll say you'd be good for brand risk, because what's his name? I'm presuming who beat Big Sam. Right, I think he was originally from SCB and he made it on brand risk.
Yeah, Big Sam fought on CFL.
He beat Lesra.
Yeah, he beat Lesra, and then Cake Paul. Okay, yeah, no, Cake Paul won that fight, but before that, Big Sam's been fighting for a minute, and Big Sam he's fought some pretty big names, so I think brand risk fight was definitely well deserved, and Big Sam is funny as hell. Me and him were originally going to make like a Pringles song.
Right.
But then Lesnar and Big Sam started their promo and things got a little ugly and I was like, oh shit. So it never ended up happening. But I mean, yeah, Big Sam is good for platforms like Brand Risk and stuff like that. And I really hope he gets that Chibu fight. I think that would be a good fight, him and Chibu.
Oh yeah. Chibu. Oh, that name sounds very familiar.
He has dreads.
I saw. What's his name? What's that guy that just interviewed his name? I forgot his name. I literally just Tabeto. Yeah, Tabeto. Yeah. I remember seeing that he interviewed him. So I was like, yeah, that name definitely did sound familiar. Now, I'll briefly now touch upon the Misfits 22 card. Let's just say Mans is cooking. Mams is 100% cooking. As a Misfits fan, I'll say a diehard Misfits fan, how good does it feel to finally see, let's just say, these amazing big fights, interesting fights happening?
It just feels so good. It's so enlightening. It's like, have you ever been in a car and you can slowly feel your stomach start to tingle and you're so far from a bathroom and the closer you get, it's the more it's oh my god, this sucks. And then it's like getting to the bathroom and just unleashing it all. It just feels so good. And we have Darren Till main eventing for the third time in a row, which I'm not even gonna hate on it because Darren Till's a good fighter, so I can't even complain about that. We have Misfits MMA making its debut finally, which I don't even watch MMA like that, but I'm just excited in general because it's such a cool concept, and I think I'm just excited to see how it plays out. And Salt Poppy's finally making a comeback, oh my god,
against Tony Ferguson of all people.
Yeah, against Tony Ferguson.
That's for me is so cool.
I know, but it's just so great, and it just feels so good because the last time we had a Misfits card announcement was February. And that's a long time ago. That's very much a long time ago. So it feels
February.
I think so. Yeah, it was I think it was February-ish because I had made a video after it got announced. I think it was the day Misfits 21 got announced. I posted a video because I had it saved specifically for when it came out. Where's Misfits 22 now? And it was I posted it sometime in February or something like that. So I think that's the last time we got a public Misfits announcement.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of Misfits, I'm not sure if you're allowed to discuss about this because I literally this popped into my head. Man did mention a secret council, right? Form. Do you know anything about that secret council, and is it still, let's just say, quote unquote, frequently being, I don't know, there's frequent discussions, if you can disclose anything? If not,
you see, you would think I'm on the secret council, right? You would think a diehard
you would be on the secret council. Yeah.
I'm offended that I'm not on the Misfits secret council. That is
Man, what are we doing here?
Maybe it's because maybe Mams has like certain plans of me fighting, and he's like, oh, I don't want him on there. But like, you would think I would be on the Mr. Secret Council. I've been making Misfits videos since like Misfits 7. Like I have been doing this for a long time. Like you would think Mams would be like, oh yeah, Divine there will be perfect for the Secret Council. But no, I'm not on the Secret Council. And you know what? If I find out one person who's on the Secret Council, they're disappearing from this planet Earth. I'm telling you, and I will be on that Secret Council at some point. So to answer your question, I will be on the Misfits Secret Council at some point. It doesn't matter. It's just a matter of time. It just depends on the first person I figure out who's on there, because I'm gonna kill them. Like I don't care. Like I'm gonna be on the Secret Council.
So it's like really like top secret. You like no, there's like if you're not in it, like you pretty much do nothing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It's like one of the most top secret things, and it's like I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure out who's on there. I'm gonna get them.
Who knows? You might make it on the small council one day.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I'll take that. That'll be good payment.
Leon might be out sick, and then they'll be like, "Yo, Divine, we need you."
I'll be like, "Okay, my time has come."
Exactly. So we're gonna wrap up the interview here. I asked you this question obviously at the end of my last interview. Let's see whether your response has changed. What is, I'll say, another quote or advice that you've heard or received that stuck to you and in recent times?
As of recently, and I posted on my Instagram story a couple of days, is that mental power is creative power. And that really stuck out to me because, like, you know, obviously I'm doing very good right now. You know, I'm in a good place with like content and stuff like that. But just the going back to square one aspect, and, you know, not, you know, having that like same like routine of things, it was very confusing. And, you know, moving into a new place, and, you know, just a lot of stuff happened in my personal life. It was just like, holy shit. It was like, you know, it felt like the world was collapsing in, and then I just being able to make these videos kind of just like brought me out. And it's just like, I never realized, like I knew it, but like I never truly understood like how important it is to always like be disciplined with like your thoughts and your mind, because whenever I'm like disciplined and I'm like doing good, it's like I feel creative and I feel good and I feel ecstatic, you know what I mean? So I think that if a lot more people spent more time, because this is what I do. I always spend, you know, maybe 30 minutes to an hour every day just sitting and meditating and just, you know, being in my head and just thinking about things that I want. And I think if a lot more people did that, they would, you know, have a lot more like clarity, and they'd be a lot more confident, not only in themselves, but, you know, they would just be more creative, and they would be willing to take more risks, because I know a lot of creators in this scene that aren't taking risks because, you know, they don't want people to judge them, which, you know, fair enough, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, like it just, you know, take the risk, you know, do what you got to do, and just be creative, be yourself, and express yourself. And it's just gonna, you'd be surprised the shit that happens if you just unapologetically be yourself. It's crazy. Like a lot of people are always like, you know, saying like, oh, like you do this, you do that. I'm just like, okay, that's fine. That's your opinion. That doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Inspiring words from Divine. Appreciate you for coming on, mate.
Of course. Such an honor, man.